In this lesson, I'll show you how to find the dot product of two vectors. Let's start with a quick definition. If we take the dot product of two vectors, let's say this vector with these two components and this vector with its x and y components, the dot product is found by multiplying the x components of both vectors and then adding that to the product of the y components of the two vectors. Take a look at this visual representation. Pretend that we have this red vector and this blue vector, and we're taking the dot product of the two. You multiply the x component of both vectors and the y component of both vectors and then add them up. That being said, question 1 reads, if v is equal to 7i minus 4j and w is equal to 2i minus j, find each of the following dot products. Starting with a, we're expected to multiply v and w. So I'll take the x component of both, 7 times 2, plus the y component of both, negative 4 times negative 1. 7 times 2 is 14, and the product of these two factors is positive 4. Adding them up, we end up with 18. Let's try b. This time we want to multiply w times v. When it comes to taking the dot product of two vectors, when you have v times w or w times v, you'll end up with the same product. But just to prove it, taking 2 times 7 is the same thing as 14, plus negative 1 times negative 4 still gives you 18. Finally, in c, we want to multiply w times w. So we'll take 2 times 2 plus negative 1 times negative 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, that's 5. The next question reads, are the vectors v is equal to 2i plus 3j and w is equal to 6i minus 4j orthogonal? Two vectors are orthogonal or at 90 degrees to each other if the dot product is 0. So let's go ahead and see if that's the case here. 2 times 6 plus 3 times negative 4. 2 times 6 is 12 plus negative 12. That's equal to 0. Therefore, these two vectors are orthogonal. And there you have it. That is how to find the dot product of two vectors.